The Fortune Cookie Kid. Chapter 9. The Video. I studied hard for the history test. What I don't understand is why it makes me so sleepy that I have to take a nap afterwards. Then I got a great idea and decided to study Thomas's notes and the history book right before bed. I slept like a baby until my dreaded alarm went off for exercise with Thomas and my physically challenged friends. It was still raining when we started running. Chester slowed to have a talk with me.
Hey!
He looked at me with a serious expression.
I got asked to the dance, and I have never had a girlfriend before. I was wondering if you could give me some pointers since you have a girlfriend.
A huge roar of laughter spilled out of me. Then I proceeded to explain to Chester how I ended up getting a girlfriend.
So if I understand you right, just let her know that I like her like you did Sabrina. It's cool how you stuck up for her. If I get the opportunity, I would do the same for Charlotte.
Charlotte Murphy? The girl who won the talent show last year?
Yeah, she asked me. Can you believe it?
Chester has changed since we started working out. He lost weight and bulked up. I couldn't do that even now. His confidence has grown. Why hasn't that happened to me?
Thanks, I'll do that.
He took off running, leaving me to wonder what was wrong with me. Why wasn't I seeing changes? While we were going through our exercises, I noticed that a few of the other guys were getting stronger too. None of us were as heavy as Chester. Maybe that is why he was doing better. The main problem we had in our group was that we were thin, uncoordinated, and wimpy. Not exactly attractive to girls. I was surprised to find out that all our physically challenged gang had been asked to the dance. Maybe a name change was in order. Most of us had come a long way, and we were only halfway through Thomas's training. How about the physically fit gang or chick magnets? When our workout was over and everyone was leaving, I remained behind to talk to Thomas. Everyone is getting more athletic, I said glumly.
You would get better too if you worked harder. Take Chester, for instance. He trains at school. I've seen him in the weight room. The coach has noticed it.
And apparently girls are noticing too.
You have a girl who is perfect for you. Other people are too superficial, but she sees others for who they really are.
But she is so poor.
She is humble. That is rare. Rich or poor shouldn't be an issue.
Thomas patted my shoulder.
Now go home and shower, you stink.
All the way home I thought about Mouse. When I was showered and dressed, I headed downstairs for breakfast.
I picked up your suit and Sabrina's dress. They are in the closet by the front door. Is Sabrina's mother going to come get it?
I don't know if she can. Her mother works a lot.
That poor lady?
Mom started digging through her purse.
Do you want to drop it off at her house? I can take you to school today. Your father has the day off.
Can Thomas come too? My mother shook her head.
Of course.
I immediately texted Thomas. His reply took too long. Mom, can you just stop over at his house? He is not answering my text.
Call him and have a conversation. Really, kids today don't know how to use their words.
I sighed and called.
What happened?
Thomas sounded worried. Nothing. Mom is taking me and Mouse to school, and I was wondering if you wanted to come along.
Reggie, don't call that nice girl Mouse. It's impolite.
She likes it, Mom.
You scared me calling like that. I thought you had an emergency. I'm ready whenever you are. Just honk.
Sorry, my mom made me call. See you in a few minutes. I grabbed my backpack and checked to see if I had everything I needed for the day. Mom, can we go by the China Bowl? I want to get some more fortune cookies.
No, but I can pick up some after work.
Taking the 2 cookies I had left out of my bag, I began wrapping them in several paper towels before stuffing them into my backpack. If they get broken, they will be no good to Thomas, especially if the fortune is exposed and readable. My mother handed me Mouse's dress. I draped it over my arm and followed her out to the car. We pulled out of the garage and into the rain. Thomas was waiting outside on his porch. He ran to the car.
Did you text Sabrina, Reggie?
Thomas slid into the back seat with me. She doesn't have a phone.
Well, call her home phone then.
She doesn't have any phones at her house. Her mom has a work phone, but she probably isn't working right now.
I see.
My mother nodded her head.
I know her address.
Thomas gave it to my mother, and she typed it into her phone.
How is it that you have my girlfriend's address?
We talk a lot.
This made me feel annoyed at my emotions because I didn't like that Thomas was having conversations with my girlfriend. I stewed with my arms crossed until we stopped at an old rundown house. The paint was almost completely weathered off. "They rent this shack?"
Yes.
A rusted gray van was parked in the driveway. There was a faint light on in the house. I got out with the dress on my arm and walked up to the front door. Someone opened it before I could knock.
"What are you doing here?"
Mouse whispered from the dark. "I brought you your dress for the dance tonight."
Oh.
She came out of the doorway and held her hands out for it. "Are you going to ask me to come in?"
I really don't want to.
She looked at me through her hair. "Well, I was hoping you would let me take you to school."
"Sabrina, who is it?"
It's Reggie. He brought me my dress for the dance tonight.
Several faces peered out the window. I could hear laughter.
"Well, don't make him stand out there in the rain."
Come on in.
Mouse stepped back so I could enter. Her face was hard to read in the dark of the house. I stepped into the living room. A beat-up couch was under the front window. The dining area was connected to the room. On the table was a lit candle. The children scrambled to their seats and started eating cereal. An older girl sat at the table beside Mouse's mother. Her mom stood and walked toward me.
"So, you are the boy taking my daughter to the dance. I'm glad to meet you. Sabrina has told me all about how nice you and your friends have been to her. I expect you to treat my daughter with respect and have her home right after the dance."
I nodded my head and said, "Yes, ma'am." Sabrina took the dress from me and left the room. I heard her go upstairs.
"Some young men think they can take advantage of girls who are poor. You aren't like that, are you?"
"No," I said too loud. It had never even crossed my mind. "Is it okay if I take her to dinner before the dance?" I was worried that her mother would say no.
"That's fine. Do you have reliable transportation?"
"Yes, Thomas's dad is driving us."
"Oh, another couple will be with you. That is good."
Sabrina was beside me, slipping on her backpack.
Mom, is it okay if I go to school with Reggie since he is here?
Her mother peered out the window.
"It's okay, but you haven't had anything to eat."
I will get something at school.
She kissed her mother on the cheek.
Love you, Mom.
"Love you too, Pumpkin."
Her mother smoothed her daughter's hair out of her eyes.
"If anything bad happens tonight, call me, and I will leave work to get you."
I know, Mom. I will be with good friends, so don't worry.
Mouse took my hand and pulled me out the front door. "Your mom must think I'm going to attack you or something." Mouse smiled at me.
She is just protective. Some kids can be mean.
I opened the car door, and Sabrina slid inside. She was sandwiched between Thomas and I.
Are you ready for the test?
Sabrina asked me as my mother backed out of the driveway. "I think so." My mother checked me in the rearview mirror. "I studied Mom," I said and rolled my eyes at her. Thomas let out a short laugh.
"That's if you can stay awake."
I folded my arms and frowned at Thomas. The conversation ended after that. My right shoulder was really sore, and I rubbed it hard trying to loosen the muscle. My mother put Christmas music on. "Mom, we haven't even had Halloween yet."
It's next week. Besides, it is never too early for Christmas music.
My mom loves Christmas. It is her favorite time of year, even though we don't get much snow. We arrived at school early enough for Sabrina to eat breakfast, but she didn't want anything. The school was empty, just a few students, so we sat at our favorite table in the cafeteria.
I always tell my mom that I will eat at school, but I really don't like to eat in the morning. My stomach is always angry at the beginning of the day. Mom thinks it's anxiety, and I don't like to worry her.
"What are you anxious about?" I took her hand, concerned.
People.
People?
Yeah, the way they look at me, it makes me nervous.
I thought about the first time I saw Mouse. What a jerk I was. Trying to say something comforting, I opened and closed my mouth, but nothing came out.
People just need a chance to get to know you.
And some people should look in a mirror before they judge other people.
Chelsea added as she joined the group. She wrapped her arms around Thomas from behind him.
What is the verdict on math class?
We don't know any more than we did yesterday, except what I already told you.
Well, we need to find out where the second trigger is and how it's happening without anyone noticing it.
Just for today, can we pretend that we are not being turned into zombies in math? We all agreed. As soon as students started arriving, we left the cafeteria to roam the halls. Thomas and Chelsea found a cozy corner to snuggle. "You want to walk around outside until the bell rings?" I asked, seeing Chelsea kiss Thomas and mess with his hair. Mouse looked at them and back at me.
Please don't make me stand here and watch them make out.
It was a relief that she didn't want to make out too. I was beginning to think that maybe she wanted that, but I wasn't ready, and I was glad she felt the same. It wasn't long before the bell rang and we parted ways for class. I somehow managed to stay awake in history, mostly because I was so scared of failing. My mother and father threatened to ground me from everything until after Christmas if I didn't get a B or higher. For some reason, Ms. Peach was not at school, so I got to keep my mind. We played a math game. I was surprised to know that I knew all the answers. Thomas and Mouse were on different teams. To be honest, the whole class did good. At the end of class, Thomas said,
That was weird.
Yeah.
I wasn't hypnotized, was I? I looked at Thomas for clarification. We played a game, right?
Yes, we did, but you all were hypnotized.
I remember everything, though, I argued.
Okay, who won?
Thomas's team.
No, it was your team.
Yeah. You answered all the questions before anyone on your team could.
She looked at Thomas.
You, on the other hand, didn't even try to answer any questions.
I didn't need to. My team did fine on their own. Besides, it's weird trying to talk to someone who was hypnotized.
My friend shuddered as if it creeped him out. So much for my day of not turning into a zombie. The rest of our classes were normal except PE. The jocks were treating Chester different. I am happy for him. At the end of PE class, Chester talked to me while we were getting dressed.
I'm going to try out for football next year. Some of the guys on the team think I would make a good defensive lineman.
Sometimes I think I am doomed to be wimpy forever. Why did I have to have short, thin Asian parents? I didn't even get their smarts. I sighed and draped my towel over my head, as if that would help. When the locker room was empty, I decided to get dressed. The sound of me opening my locker door echoed off the walls. It was followed by a loud thunk as my backpack hit me on the head. I had forgotten that I stashed it up there to protect Thomas's precious cookies. In anger, I threw it across the room. By the time I had collected myself, I was late for lit. Before I walked into class, I was attacked by Chelsea.
Thomas has been looking for you everywhere.
She acted as if there was some sort of emergency. What happened? I looked around the hallway. I couldn't see Thomas anywhere.
He said he was going down the street to get a cookie and he didn't want me to go with him. I showed him a video of Ms. Peach and Mr. Redding and the hypnotist on YouTube.
Mouse stood beside me and said,
It's true.
How could everything fall apart just because I spent a few moments sulking in the PE locker room? The girls looked at me expectantly like I had the answer. I sighed. Let's go find him before lit class is over. Chelsea, would you please check the office and walk the halls in case he is still looking for me in the school? Mouse and I will start walking to the restaurant. We parted ways.
Why does Thomas always need cookies?
Mouse asked when we were all alone. It helps him make decisions. He claims that they have magic, and in order for the magic to work, there are rules. We just stepped off school property when we saw him. He was carrying a small bag of fortune cookies from the bamboo garden. He handed the bag to me.
Are you sure you want these? Remember the last time we tried this and you told me you couldn't feel the magic?
I was desperate after Chelsea showed me a video.
Of Ms. Peach and Mr. Redding, I said, finishing his sentence. He looked at me confused. Chelsea told me.
Remember John from class?
I didn't remember his name, but yeah, I remember. I nodded my head.
There was another woman that looked just like Miss Peach.
She has a doppelganger, I said aloud, but noted it in my head.
All 4 of them are hypnotists.
And what? Do you think a cookie will tell you which one it is? Was John even in the school on the first day?
He was in the office when I was switching classes. I didn't recognize him at first because he had a full beard just like in the video.
I pulled a cookie from the bag. These are black.
They are for Halloween.
I cracked one open. Have a spooktacular Halloween. Treats are coming your way, I read. I bet the other 2 say the same thing. In my mind, I was thinking about moments ago when I lost my temper and hoped that I could give Thomas a cookie. With my eyes closed, I unzipped my backpack, saying a quick prayer, and pulled out the cookies I had wrapped in paper towels. Without unwrapping them, I handed them to my best friend. The first cookie he took from its wrapping was crushed. He gave me a look like a father does when you do something unexpected that is not necessarily bad but not good either. I was having a bad day, I explained. The next one was in better shape. It was cracked, but the fortune was not exposed. Thomas quickly unwrapped it, broke it apart, took the now exposed paper from it, and read the magical words before eating the cookie and dumping all the crumbs into his mouth. He had just swallowed it when Chelsea found us standing out in front of the school. I waited with Mouse's hand in mine for Thomas to say something.
Chelsea, do you know where Mrs. Hausman's daughter is at?
Thomas put one arm around his girlfriend.
Reggie, give me those black cookies, please.
I ran to catch up, pulling Mouse behind me. My friend let go of Chelsea as we followed him into the office.
I have a Halloween present for Stacy Hausman.
Thomas held up the black fortune cookies.
She is in room 104 right now. We could have an aide deliver those for you.
If it's okay, Ms. Hill, I would like to deliver them myself.
Okay, Thomas. On Monday, we will have lots of deliveries to make. I hope we can count on your help.
I'm always willing to do deliveries for the office during study hour.
Thomas smiled at me. That was how he got into the other classes. Stacy's a 6th grader, and we weren't allowed in their hall. As a group, we marched behind Thomas to room 104 and stood outside while Thomas delivered the cookies to Stacy.
I hope she doesn't get the wrong idea,
Mouse whispered while we waited for Thomas to return.
She better not.
Chelsea huffed. When he came out of the room, he handed me the fortune and said,
I'll keep this one, Reggie.
I quickly read it. Adversity reveals genius. Prosperity conceals it. The back said, daughter. Now I knew why we had to give Stacy the cookies. Then I stuffed it into a small pocket in my backpack for phones until Thomas needed it again. Together we headed back to lit class, dropping off the girls a whole 15 minutes late. Mr. Haggard was not happy to see us.
You are both tardy. That will be 15 minutes after school.
After class, Thomas and I sat. My stomach was very hungry for some reason, and it growled loudly. Mr. Haggard set an apple on my desk.
Did you eat lunch, Reggie?
Yes, but I'm empty again. I took a bite of the apple, happy to keep my stomach quiet. Thomas spent his 15 minutes secretly on his phone and was muttering something about school funding and why didn't he notice it before. Chelsea and Mouse didn't get detention from being late to class. They waited outside Mr. Haggard's room until he let us go. Thomas was obsessed with the new information, and Chelsea didn't like it. If she really likes him, she better get used to it. When his mind gets locked on something, he can't let it go. I looked at her, then him. Mouse noticed it too, because she whispered to me,
I hope this doesn't ruin the dance.
I cringed and quietly replied, me either. His girlfriend left with a huff and stomped off to get on her bus. He didn't even say goodbye to her. When we got on the bus, he sat by the window, which was unusual for him. He prefers the aisle, claiming it gives him more elbow room. Not today. Hey, Mouse, could I sit by you? I said over the top of her seat. She patted the spot next to her. I quickly moved. Do you remember what the video was called? I had my phone out ready to search for it. She took my phone out of my hands and started typing. For not having a phone of any kind, this girl is very tech-savvy. I must have had a dumbfounded look on my face because she said,
I used to have a phone like this.
With our heads together, we watched the video. Ms. Peach or her twin stood in front of a whole room full of people who wanted to be hypnotized. I watched in amazement as relaxing music played, and then I was awakened. Mouse was shaking me.
You went zombie again.
I wiped my mouth with the sleeve of my jacket just in case I drooled.
I have to get off soon, but I need to talk to you about something.
I was all ears and sitting up straight. About what?
My shoes.
My eyes went immediately to her feet. The shoes she had on were old, but in decent shape, and not too big like the rest of her clothes.
I only have one nice pair of tennis shoes. My dad gave them to me for my birthday before the divorce.
She swallowed hard and looked down at our hands. I tightened my grip, worried that she was going to let go of my hand. It was selfish of me.
I'm wearing them to the dance.
She sighed and looked at my face through her hair. Are they high tops? She grinned and pulled her hair out of her face.
Yes, black Converse tennis shoes.
White star on the side?
Yeah.
I have a pair too. They aren't new, but will match. Then it happened. Mouse kissed me on the lips. I don't deserve this girl, but please don't let her find out.
What time are you picking me up?
She stood to get off the bus. I shook my head to clear my thoughts before I chirped. 5 sharp. I must have been grinning big because she laughed a little as she stepped off the bus. Before the driver closed the door, I moved to sit with Thomas. He was still in deep thought. Your date may want to kill you. It will be in all the papers and on the internet. Middle school girl kills boyfriend because he wouldn't talk to her before their big date. Do you have any idea how many guys would like to have a date with one of the most popular girls in school?
I can't think about that right now. Last night, my mother was talking about a case with my dad.
Thomas looked nervous, a look I have never seen on him before.
A big contributor for the schools in our county has decided to discontinue funding because our academic test scores aren't high enough. The county is suing the company that administers the tests for leaking test information, and they claim that the tests are biased.
Can they do that?
Mom says the county doesn't have a chance. If next quarter's test results come out better, they may renegotiate school funding.
So that could be the motive.
Yeah, but math is only one subject, and only some of the students are being hypnotized.
I swallowed hard. I really hate tests. My shrink says that I have test anxiety, I rambled. Thomas gave me an I don't believe it look.
You have a shrink?
I rolled my eyes and attempted to explain. Yes, I have a shrink. My parents think that there must be something mentally wrong with me because I am academically challenged. That did it. Thomas burst out laughing. Okay, stop laughing about my test anxiety. What do you know? I said firmly. He held up one finger and snickered for a minute before he could speak again. Well, maybe the kids in Miss Peach's classes are not as smart as the kids in the other math classes. Thomas looked insulted. Okay, well maybe that isn't the motive. Thomas tapped his chin.
I just can't figure why one of them would hypnotize all of Miss Peach's math classes. Let me read that fortune again.
I pulled it from my backpack, and by then it was time to get off the bus. This is the end of the chapter. Please like and subscribe.